Good morning, or afternoon, or really whenever you're watching this. Welcome back to another vlog. It's our last full week together in New York City before we start long distance, and it was a pretty busy one. Lucy spontaneously got called in for 2 different auditions. We got to sit down and talk about how we were feeling about long distance, and in general, we were just getting a lot of life things in order before our trip. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our last week together in New York City.
Into the trudges of Times Square, where it's so socially acceptable to have a camera like this. We are going to Open Jar Studios, stunning little rehearsal space. My friend Leah's gonna meet up with me, and I think I'm just gonna get my bearings a little bit. My first audition is 3 days from now, and the second one is 4 days from now. The projects could not be more different, so I'm gonna have to tackle them very differently. The benefit of an in-person appointment is you probably won't have to do all of the material. So typically when I get material, if it's like 3 songs, 4 scenes, for example, I'll look at what they most likely will need to be able to sense if you can do the role. And I typically start with that in my preparation because I know it's probably more likely that they will start with that. So that's nicer because you save a little bit more time than doing a tape. But when you do a tape, you are a lot more likely to get a perfect take. But I much prefer an in-person. Okay, here we are. Whenever I get an audition like this, that honestly I feel pretty intimidated by, I try to completely remove the possibility of booking the role from my head and just taking the opportunity to learn something. And that's what I'm just trying to remind myself of. One of the auditions for this week, I feel like would love to play this role. I think it's like somewhere in my wheelhouse. But the other one is just like such a wild card audition that never in a million years would I have submitted myself for it, but I'm honored they would like to see me for it. But it's just always good to be pushed out of my comfort zone. I'm glad I'm here right now because I tend to self-sabotage and put off preparing because I'm just so afraid of not doing it well. So it's good. I'm being proactive. Just got into the rehearsal studio. They were out of the regular room, so they gave me the self-tape room, which is very sweet, but let me give you a little tour. So it's already set up, so if you're like about to film something, it's truly perfect. They have a tripod, they have everything you need. These lights, they have multiple backdrops, a speaker externally, and it's just soundproofed all around. So it's pretty great. I'm not filming in here, but I think my friend might film in here after me. We're gonna get to prepping. My typical process is printing the sides, starting to memorize them at the gym somewhere. And then I really sit down, and most of the time I will pick up a reference piece. So if there's like a bootleg of the show online, then I look at that. And I would say I typically start with the songs, mostly because it's a lot clunkier if you're not on top of those, and then I'll move on to the scenes. I typically pick the scenes or the songs that I think they're more likely to do. Saturday's audition is a little less intimidating to me, like I said, because it's a role that I feel like is in the wheelhouse of what I can do, and there's only 1 song and 2 scenes. This one on Friday has 3 songs and 4 scenes. Tomorrow is our best friend's anniversary with one another, like their wedding anniversary. But our friend Johnny is gone until tomorrow evening, and their anniversary starts tomorrow morning. And so we're helping him get a little like sweet gift together that he concocted. But it includes writing a cute little note. Call me Cupid, just writing this sweet little note to go with a little gift, and we'll bring you along tomorrow morning in that little gift together. When we woke up this morning, guess what Chandler said? You said, guess who had a terrible night's sleep? This guy.
It was definitely a terrible, terrible night's sleep. And we woke up to a nice little rainy day here.
It's kind of nice. I'm enjoying this walk. So we're off to get the treats.
First, we're stopping by Modern Bread and Bagel to grab some celiac-friendly bagels and treats. And then we're also grabbing some flowers. All of this was not our idea, obviously. It was the husband's idea. Yeah. But it's kind of fun to scheme for someone else.
She's texting me this morning about other things.
She has no idea.
No clue, man.
Lucy, did you get yourself any treats?
Yes, I did. I got a little bagel, some vegan cream cheese, and we got a coffee cake for this morning. Be down and outside in 15 minutes. I will see you later. Okay, see you soon. Bye. That place has so many fun treats. We got her a cupcake, a cinnamon roll, and a loaf of bread. Nothing says happy anniversary like a loaf of bread.
You know, to a gluten-free person.
To a gluten-free person, it does.
It's really true. I spy flowers.
All right, so we're on the lookout for peonies, but I don't see any.
I'll give them a call.
Your face.
Lucy and I talk a lot about how I always have a hello. Hey, okay, quick question. The peonies are looking a little sus. Is there a second favorite flower?
The roses look amazing.
I think we actually might be in luck. I'll give you a call back if these ones don't work. But
Oh, these are beautiful. Look at those. It is the day before the audition. I'm doing final practicing, but want to be honest about how it's been going. I'm also gonna make these while we chat. It's been definitely like a mental battle. Such a desire to want to like self-sabotage and not practice. That way I can be like, oh, you know, I didn't try that hard. Yeah, I just find myself wanting to do that. And it's been such a discipline to keep practicing. I felt like pretty low yesterday. And then I've been just reminding myself there's a reason for every single audition, even if it's not getting the role, but just been trying to remind myself of the reason and that an open door is an open door for a reason. Chandler's been good about helping to remind me of that. There's 3 songs and 4 scenes, like I said. I'm pretty off book for most of the songs. One of the scenes though is 16 minutes long. I've just come to terms with the fact that I won't be off book for that, and that's okay. And luckily it's in person and they do not expect you to be fully off book. You'll get to have the sides in your hand. Truthfully, I haven't really prepped for the one the next day because I've been putting all my time into this one. But as I shared before, that one's a little bit easier. So let's get these going, get a little motivating treat going on in the day. Keep practicing. That's why I didn't make them yesterday, because I was like, oh, I don't want to use up all the eggs before breakfast. Call the literal fashion police. I'm wearing a puffer, and check this out. Hang on. Unbelievable. What am I doing? Gotta get a fun drink. Let's see if there's anything new. This one for Chandler. I've never seen this flavor before. Fun fact, I want to name our daughter Juniper, but I don't think Chandler will ever let that happen, so I'm telling you right now.
Come here. Ready?
I sense a treat coming on.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
You tried this one?
Ooh, orange squeeze. Is it gonna be like creamsicle?
I think so.
Love creamsicle.
I know you do. And I got myself the boo boo. Nice.
Oh, so this one's for me and that one's for you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Can I have it now?
Yes, please. Just 2 little cooks in the kitchen. Chandler can't eat these, which sucks for him.
Have you had these before?
Yeah. Have you? Well, no, I guess you would die. Never mind. Disregard.
So we are on our way to have dinner with some of our best friends, actually the ones that we did the whole anniversary gift for. So come along, come meet them. I was gonna say, Jules, will you share the wisdom you said that you and your girls were talking about? Because I felt like it really was so true tonight.
The wisdom is that women don't need to apologize as much as they do. And so
It's true.
my commitment I've made to my girlfriends and myself is that I'm going to call myself and other women out when they apologize for things that don't require an apology.
Such
like
as
asking for ketchup.
ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to apologize when you
No.
ask for ketchup.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't. And we're, what's the word I'm looking for? We're socialized into thinking that we need to apologize for everything and we don't.
That's some wisdom right there.
That's for free. That's on the house.
Wow, look out. She gave us her social worker discount and that.
Welcome back to the mini podcast. Miniature podcast. We still don't have a name for this.
Welcome back to the Pipsqueak podcast.
Do you want to explain the timer?
Yeah, Chandler and I can be long-winded, so we're giving ourselves 5 minutes to explain this.
But what are we explaining today?
As you may have inferred, or you may know, Chandler and I are about to do long distance again, starting in like 2.5 weeks. That's crazy, like 2.5 weeks, Chandler.
Yeah, that's soon. That's very soon.
This is the second time in a year that we will have done long distance, and we just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what we did last time that worked and didn't work, and just like from our experience, I think how we're going to handle long distance this time. And maybe if you know someone doing long distance marriage, which I feel like is niche.
It's pretty niche.
This could be helpful, or if you're in a long distance relationship. But
I feel like this will probably apply to long distance relationships as well. We have not talked about our points here.
No, let's just
So
go.
this is just going to be off the cuff what we're thinking. Oh, you already started the timer.
Yeah.
Okay, 4
We
minutes.
only have 4 minutes.
Perfect.
Well, I feel like there's one thing that you always tell our friends that we need to do differently next time. Yeah.
Also, love the way you're holding the mic. It's
yeah.
kind of like this.
Yeah.
Little pinkies up.
Yeah, I really am a pinky up girl. Okay, fine. Sorry, I'll bear hold it.
Okay, the one thing I do tell our friends is what I want us to do better next time is our offboarding of long distance marriage was a little...
Some might call it reuniting.
It was a little rough because so when we finished long distance marriage last time, it was Christmas time.
It was Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, it was literally Christmas Eve. So there was like a lot of attention being split between us and family. Also, Lucy was so exhausted. Makes sense why you were so exhausted. I'm not invalidating that.
No, yeah.
And because of all those things, I just felt a little overlooked.
Yes, because I was trying to cater to my family and Chandler, and when I am with my family, I just revert back to just being a kid.
Yeah, we all do that. I feel like we all do that in certain ways.
I think we want to make sure we're intentional of what that first week back together looks like carving out a lot more time just for us.
Yeah, just prioritizing us.
Yeah, rather than jumping right back into it. Because you do have to, in order to be successful, get into your own independent routines. And so having time to merge them back together. It takes a lot more intentionality than you think.
What do you think worked well when we were doing long distance, though?
I feel like we had really good expectations going into it. And I think we both thought it was easier than we expected.
Absolutely. I think we were both dreading it the first time.
But we were really honest with our emotions the whole way through. So that was helpful.
Yeah, sure.
Leading up to it.
Yeah, no, that is super helpful. But I think once we actually started long distance, like you said, it was not nearly as hard as we were expecting it to be.
We had just chatted through how often we wanted to call, and then had reassessment points, I would say, every couple weeks or so, being okay, are you still feeling connected? How's it going? You know what I mean? Just that way, once we got into the groove of things in our independent routines, what we needed.
I would say on average, we probably did a date night, an intentional date night every week and a half.
But we were a week and a half. I'd say week.
I just don't actually happen every single week, but we were constantly calling each other.
Yeah, we would call at least 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, but an intentional effort to okay, we're gonna cook the meal, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna play a game or something,
watch a movie,
do the classic long distance marriage thing, if there is such a thing.
Yeah, the classic long distance.
But we did do long distance dating for also a year and a half, so we had a little bit of practice.
I'm feeling a lot less nervous for this time. I think something about it being this summer feels like it'll just be easier. And you are going to get to visit a lot more this time. We have a family friend with a connection there to a place locally, so that'll help. But I think, I'm feeling a lot more lighthearted and excited about it.
That's awesome. How many?
We got 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Any last words about long distance marriage?
That was interesting or helpful at all?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Well, there are 2 thoughts about it.
In 5 minutes flat.
It's Saturday morning. It is the day of the second audition. I didn't update y'all after yesterday's audition because I was so exhausted. You're carrying so much adrenaline, and as I said, there was so much material to be prepared. I knew there was no way we'd get to all of it, but you're also on the edge of your seat wondering what they're gonna have you do. So you're just on your toes, So when I got back, I was just absolutely exhausted. I felt like it went pretty well. There were some strong parts, some weak parts. As I said, it was one I was really nervous for, but I was very proud of myself for how I showed up. I think that acting wise, I felt really solid. Vocally, with the adrenaline and everything that I had yesterday, I made some choices that I didn't practice. So I think it threw me off a little bit. Adrenaline made me go really hard on certain things. Overall, I'm really proud of myself. And then you just have to let it go. And now have to be ready for this one. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It feels just so much more me. Okay, here's the fit. This little white dress. I'm gonna wear little tan sneakers. I'm gonna go to a practice room right now and warm up and then headed to the audition.
Good morning, it is Saturday. Lucy is off at her audition right now. I wanted to bring y'all along though. I'm just gonna go on a little walk before we get started on packing because we've got an early flight tomorrow. Got a fun drink, got a jacket, probably should bring a hat. All right, let's go.
Something that I've noticed about myself since living here in New York is whenever we're about to leave for a trip, the day before we leave New York, I feel this like sense of FOMO and kind of like this need to be outside, this need to go do something very New York-y before I leave, because it feels like I'm about to miss it for a second. We're only going to be gone for a week, but I don't know, because there's so much happening here, it is in some ways kind of hard to leave. But at the same time, it's really refreshing to leave the city too. So it's not like I actually don't want to take breaks from the city, but I think that's why I felt compelled to take this walk and come to Central Park this morning. But it's a lovely morning. There's like a race going on or something. Very fun. And exploring new parts of this park is always enjoyable as well. Okay, Lucy has some exciting news.
So dramatic. I got a call back.
Yay!
Thanks for the one that I had today. So we just had to switch our flights. We just got to switch our flights. We were supposed to go out to California tomorrow. As we said, this is our last full week in the city together because we're about to go to California to see family and our new nephews for a week and a half or so. So we were originally going to go tomorrow, but the callback's tomorrow. So we switched our flights to Monday. Just did that. I'm excited. I feel prepared. The callback and the audition material is the same thing.
Obviously the audition went well today, but how did it go?
It felt, when I was preparing for it in the practice room, it felt so me. Like I just was having so much fun and I had a lot of joy.
And you got a call back. Way to go. Proud of you.
Thanks.
And that means we just got a bonus day here in New York City, which also means we might just have to eat out somewhere. Sunday morning, and she's off again in that same dress. You look great.
Chandler just practiced with me. I'm very thankful. It was really fun. I'm feeling excited.
I see why Lucy got the call back. She killed it.
Thank you, babe. I appreciate that.
Are there any more like callbacks after this?
This is the final.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too.
Now you have lipstick on.
While Lucy heads out, I am going to start packing for our trip. Oh, the simple joys of packing. Actually, for me, there's nothing simple or joyful about it. I swear, I feel like I'm a record on repeat here. I've talked so many times on this vlog about how much I dislike packing, but I will say there have been some subtle improvements along the way. Ignore my messy closet. What I mean by that is, I've gotten quicker, I've gotten more decisive, and also I will say it's a little easier to pack for a trip in the summer because your clothes aren't as big, so you just have more room to throw more things in there. We're gonna be in California, then we're gonna be in Phoenix for a few days. So I think just a bunch of t-shirts and shorts would be nice. Let's see here. Number 1, t-shirt number 2, t-shirt number... Now to just put it in a bag. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the small bag. T-shirts. Hey, boom. I should have timed myself. I think that was maybe the quickest pack job I have ever done. Way to go, Chan. Self-affirmation. Way to go. Way to go. Good job. Good job. Do you remember that in elementary school? They used to be like, pat yourself on the back. That's what I feel like right now. Good job. Hey, thanks. Good job. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning, Jan.
It's currently 4 a.m. at the JFK airport.
It's true.
How'd the audition go?
It went really well. I felt awesome about it. So it's just kind of a we'll see. Like I felt like it went as well as it could have gone.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel like Lucy would say this, so I'll say it. Apparently there's some big stars in the room, and she was up against the big stars. So she's
big star.
She's moving up in the world. It's pretty cool. All right, our flight takes off at 6 in the morning. I said that as if it's like happening tomorrow. Our flight is about to take off in like an hour.
I think we'll sign off here.
Well, okay, the next 2 vlogs are about to be out of order. Just want to preface that if you've made it this far into the video. So take that with a grain of salt.
I don't think you didn't use the term take that with a grain of salt correctly at all. No.
Dang. Okay, what would be a better phrase?
Just like take that as you will.
So the next couple of videos